Something I think people should think about is adding friction points to your high conviction plays. So I'll use Bitcoin as an example for me. I don't want to make a quick, emotionally reactive decision about a big portion of my Bitcoin because I know I can be susceptible to doing that at the wrong times. So I need to set up a blockade of friction points for me to work through to actually go and make that decision. Whether that's cold storage, having to like get a Trezor, unlock it. Maybe I keep that at somebody else's house or in a PO box or something. Or maybe I have my seed phrase split up into three things so that you need to contact somebody to get that information to log in, to then move it to an exchange, to then sell it, right? And maybe in some cases that's necessary and you need to go through those steps. But there have been plenty of times where I've made no improvements on those friction points and I've made an emotional decision and bought or sold at a time that I actually look back and think I didn't want to. So if you know yourself and you know you're susceptible to moments like that, setting up the environment to make it either harder or easier, depending on the situation, is something to think about. There's a book called Atomic Habits that goes kind of into this idea of setting up your environment around you to either nurture a good decision or prevent you from a bad decision. So like eating food or something, if you have bad food in the house, if you have Uber Eats downloaded on your phone and your bank account connected to that, or you know of some places close by you could go at any point. All of those things make it easier for you to make a bad decision as opposed to deleting those apps from the phone, having good food that's like produce and going to go bad in your fridge and no bad food in your house. That's going to lead you more often than not to a good decision. And of course, sometimes you'll be overwhelmed and you'll still do it anyway. But it's setting up that environment around you. And I would think about all of your bets that you're making, all of your conviction plays, whether it's the S&P 500 or it's Bitcoin or it's gold or it's whatever, and think, how many friction points do I have between me and making a decision about that bag? And if you have high, deep conviction in something, try to set up multiple checkpoints so that you can avoid having this emotional wave during a news event or a chart you see or some, reactive decision that will change that. And again, if you work through your thesis and you do realize something has changed, okay, well, you've at least taken the steps along the way. I think there's a power to sleeping on something as well. I can count a handful of times where, I've made a decision that I didn't wish I slept on for a night, and that's from my trading background and wanting to feel like I'm first and whatever. But I think sleeping on a big decision has always been beneficial, and I never regretted doing that. So something to think about moving forward, add friction to your convictions.